In this video, I'll be sharing some of my Airbnb rental arbitrage secrets for the DMV area.
Apply to one of my notes. We would love to show you the house. Are you available at 3 today or 11 or 2 on Friday? Obviously, we would be happy to rent this house for your purpose. We would also consider selling it to you.
Boom! You got it done, right? You got your first one.
Currently, I have bookings of 6,691. That's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it.
Yeah!
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
We got 2 more weeks to make $2,000.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So Demario, so now you've been doing this a month, a little bit more, actually probably about 6 weeks. I think it's been 5-6 weeks it's been about about 5-6 weeks. Now, and so talk to me about the numbers on this place.
So this place in general can make $9 grand. And so after paying rent, that leaves me with about $4,100 a month in passive income. And that's really what stood out to me.
So you're in DC. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah. I'm in DC. And so it was really hard to find a place for 6 bedrooms because normally it's 2 bedrooms with places that you can even find here. So I just went out a little bit in the city to a place called National Harbor, which is in Fort Maryland, like right across the bridge. And so I found that place. And the thing is, and Jim, should I talk about the little piece of the journey or just keep?
Tell me, well, I just, whatever you feel like talking about. Because I know, I know you're so pumped up. You probably, you're going to start telling people your social security number. You don't need to do all that.
Yeah, no, but no, I just wanted to Go
ahead. Go ahead. You good? Go ahead.
Because I was struggling at first. I just think I thought I should mention it, and it's like now that it had happened, it just proves just being consistent to me personally because I didn't even think I can get it. Every place in my area was either not enough rooms according to your win-win strategy, or the numbers didn't add up because it's such a hot city. And so, yeah, that's just a little bit about the recent good news, about that place.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I want everybody also to understand this real quick. One thing you guys, some of you guys know and some of you don't know. One of the reasons why Demario was also, he said it was a struggle was because, Demario, he's pretty, high, high energy and very, very focused and goal oriented, like all of you guys are. But the one thing that's different with him than it is with all you guys is that Demario's only 18 years old.
Oh wow.
So he's only 18 years old.
Awesome.
Okay. So that was also a bit of a struggle for him because he had to overcome some things, and part of it was just overcome what people want to think about him because he's only 18. But Demario, you and I spent a lot of time together talking about how to overcome those things, right?
Right, definitely, man, definitely.
And we spent also a lot of time about talking about on the mental side with yourself as well, right? Not in a negative way, but the fact that you are focused on, you're 18 and you think everybody else knows you're 18, and then when they do find out how to handle that, right?
Yeah, man, because it was one place where I had went, and I told Jim this story about me almost walking away, giving the landlord the application, and I was walking away, and he was like, "Wait a second, how old are you? 18?" And I was like, "Dang!" It's like when I tell y'all, we had an awkward 2 minutes. Just he was looking at the paperwork, and it was just so quiet. So I was like, "You know what, man? I'm extremely motivated. Don't take it it was a whole speech about how I will be worthy. But yeah, that was just a little bit short, something I should poke.
But one of the things Demario was doing in the beginning, he was calling everybody sir and ma'am, and I was like, cut that out now. Day one, don't call anybody else sir or ma'am. They're your peers, right? You're not talking up to them, you're not talking down to them, but they're your peers. And if you've been a young businessman ever since you were 15 years old. So,
yeah.
So I just want to say this to everyone, as an example, like with Demario, you'll hear a little bit more as we start, getting this place ready, and now we get that thing listed and get that thing firing and generating income. Because believe me, he's gonna be shouting from the mountaintops about how good this thing is doing for him. And but he's not even anywhere close to what his goal that he set. So we're just but now it's a reality, and that's the thing. When you're so motivated and you're used to, things happening well when you put everything into it, and then it doesn't happen, and then it doesn't happen. I mean, Taywan's not on, Helen's on, but Taywan's not on, but she went through a little bit of the same thing in the beginning. And I mean, she didn't get discouraged, but I mean, I was concerned about Demario. He messaged me the other day, and I was like, I've been thinking about you, man. I thought I was gonna have to talk you down off of a ledge or something, but no. I mean, it was just because you get so high coming in, and then you got to kind of temper that, because it's gonna be a lot of this in the beginning, because you're still learning as you're going through the process. But as you go through the process, if you're consistent, right? Some of you, it'll happen real fast. Like again with Keith, it happened pretty quick. I don't know if he just got knocked out because he was driving. It happened real fast. It happened real fast. So you didn't really have to go through, having a couple people just not, because they're not familiar with how that process works. They just don't do anything, even after they invite you out and meet you and they hear about, and they just really want to do something. But because maybe you said something wrong, you did something wrong, it's okay. It's no big deal, because guess what? There's a lot more where those came from in many cases. But if you let that one person or that one no stop you, then, or get you discouraged, then I've seen people in the beginning, I've seen people just shut down. And so I'll tell you, you have to be more even keeled. I tell you the story, all of you guys know my story about, 21 years ago when I did those 13 transactions. When I did those 13 transactions that year, I made $100,000 and worked my way out of corporate America. When I first started when I did that first deal, and I only had $100 into the transaction, and I made 26,000, something like that. And we were literally a day away from when I was supposed to close and have that money in my hand, and I get a call from the bank that was doing the financing for the person that was purchasing the property, and they told me that it wasn't gonna happen. And now, mind you, I was way up here from an enthusiasm perspective. We're getting ready to close tomorrow. They're gonna be depositing 26,000 in my account. I don't owe anybody on that, right? I'm excited, and then I get this call that says it ain't gonna happen, and now I gotta jump through all these hoops to figure out how to put it back together. Talk about going from here to all the way down here. And the whole point that I'm making is that the second deal, the same thing happened. I finally got that one closed. It worked. It was great. But then it happened again on the second deal, and then it happened again on the third deal. And I was going on these big highs and lows. And what I said to myself was, before I decide to go full-time doing this stuff, if I can't get my emotions in check so that I'm not on these big highs and lows, then I can't do this. And the fact of the matter is, until the deal is done, I don't start celebrating. I don't, I try to temper my excitement until the deal is done. Until that money's deposited in my account, everything is we just keep moving. And so that's it. So I just say the same thing to you guys. Don't get too high in the beginning. Don't get too, because if it doesn't exactly work out on that first one, meaning you don't get it. I mean, if you get the property, then it's going to work out. You're going to make the money. I'm not concerned about that part. I'm talking about if you're out there and you're people are inviting you out, and for some reason, the way you should be, it'll happen. But don't be up here before you sign that lease and then come crashing down because something happens and they say we're going in a different direction. Does that make sense so far to you guys? Demario, can you relate?
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely. And I remember that story you said, really inspirational.
Oh, I told you that one before?
Yeah, yeah, I love your stories, man. I give me some popcorn and I just listen in.
Yeah,
love it.
you remind me of me, but you still got me by a few years because I mean I didn't really start getting serious until I had goals and I wanted to do things, but until I was 2021, I got that phone call from my mom. Then I really had to get serious about life. And but so you're way ahead of me. You got me by what, 5 years, 3 or 4 years. I didn't get my first property. Now you don't own that one, but you still control. You're gonna control it, and then you also have other businesses going too. But you know, I didn't get my first property until I was what, 21, 22. So
Wow.
you got me, and so you're doing great. So keep it up, stay focused, and what we'll do is we'll be talking. We probably should talk in the morning or something about now what we need to do to get you set up. What I'm gonna do is actually, no, we're not gonna talk in the morning. I'm gonna send you some stuff tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. And really quick, I wanted to ask you. Well, never mind. I'll just tell you off of the things.
Okay. All right. So congratulations, man. And I just wanna told you, just persistence.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Persistence. You said $4,000 is what you $4,000 is what you're getting from that property a month.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what's that? That's almost 50 grand on one property.
Right, man. And just like you said, you know, once you optimize the first, it's on to the next one. That's the mindset. You know, no emotions.
On to the next one. All right. Hey, guys.